All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our live training on quality assurance and private home care growth. All right, so I am Julio Briones, here with the Briones Consulting Group. And let's go ahead and get started. So Briones Consulting Group, we were established since 2015. And it doesn't matter if you're a new owner or a seasoned entrepreneur, formula for long-term success in home care remains the same. You got to prepare for success, plan your first steps with your end goal in mind, and be ready to rebuild your systems and processes as necessary to grow your business. Let's see, why is this not? All right. There we go. All right. All right. Sorry about the delay. We had a momentary hiccup here. All right. So moving on. So first, let's get started. What is quality assurance? All right. So quality assurance is the maintenance of a desired level of quality in a service by means of attention to every stage of the process and delivery. So what is this? What's this really mean? This means that in our industry, we need to make sure that every step of the way our clients are receiving exactly what's expected. Now, in many states, especially when you're dealing with licensing, this is mandatory. You have to perform some sort of quality assurance checks. And that's great. That's great that you're doing this. But are you doing just a rudimentary quality assurance check in order to satisfy your licensing, or are you doing a proactive quality assurance check to make sure that your clients are actually getting their money's worth? See, that's where you have to ask yourself, how are we actually going, either, the term I hate the most, but I find myself using it too often, and that's going above and beyond, or are we just making sure our boxes are checked? So in the private pay market, this is extremely important for us to know and understand. These checks, they're crucial to us. So let's take a look. Okay, so does your agency need it? Well, we already answered the one part. Depending on where you live, the answer could be a resounding yes. You could be by law required to maintain a quality assurance program. But do you need that extra high touch quality assurance program? I say yes. If you want to succeed and you want to move out of being a, either trying to come in to be a discounter, or you just want to compete or move out of everybody's way when it comes to, you want to be that premium brand. You don't want to have to sit and fight and claw for every single client. Then yes, you absolutely do need a good quality assurance program in place. So what are some of the benefits of having one in place? Well, number one, it'll increase your retention, not just caregiver retention, but client retention too. As an industry, the average lifespan of a client is about 120 days. Depending on where you are, of course, there's going to be clients that are longer, and of course, there's going to be clients that are shorter. And of course, your individual agency might have different averages. Like, I've met agencies with a average client lifetime of 180 to 270 days. They get a lot of long-term clients. I've also met agencies where their client lifetime average is only about 90 days. All right, so this is going to be individual. We're using that 120-day average. Okay, and we can improve that with a solid quality assurance program in place. All right. Now, as far as caregiver retention, a solid quality assurance program will help with that as well. Okay, and it helps with that because one of the things that people crave, just in general, not everyone, and again, leave your comments below if you disagree with me here, but I believe that in general, people need some sort of a structure to be happy. If I don't want to go to work every day guessing if my boss is going to have, is going to be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde today. I don't want to go into work wondering if I have a job that day. We need structure and stability as people in order to feel secure in our workplace. So a quality assurance program, with managed properly, will greatly increase the likelihood of your caregiver staying longer. And once again, let's look at some of these industry averages. All right, our industry average says that a caregiver will work with you for 3 clients. What if you can increase that to 4 or 5? So now if you're increasing the amount of time a client stays with you and the amount of time a caregiver stays with your agency, that overall will increase your bottom line. It can increase your growth. There's an increase to billable hours. If you are running a properly managed quality assurance program, you will increase your billable hours because your coordinators and your office staff, as well as your caregivers, will be that much more attentive to what is going on with your clients. Does your client need an extra hour or two a day in order to function more effectively or efficiently? Has your client been hospitalized because they forgot to take a medication that your caregiver being there an extra 2 hours a week can avoid? See, all of these things, these changes in conditions and everything else that you should be monitoring. All right, these are all processes that can be improved simply by adding, some processes and procedures to help with your quality assurance program. It will also increase your value proposition. It's one thing, and again, I hate this term, but it's so because it's overused, not because of anything wrong with the statement itself. Going above and beyond. The reason I hate it, and anyone who's followed me for any amount of time will know, I hate it because most people don't explain it. All right. And the fact is, going above and beyond is great. This will allow you to show that you're actually going above and beyond. You'll be able to tell the client, tell the family earnestly, hey, I am here. We are here. We really take a vested interest in the quality of care we are providing. We take this interest in your loved one's well-being. And we have the best caregivers out there because we take a vested interest in them as well. Now, think about this. Couple that with a few other just general techniques. Doesn't that exude more confidence in the client? And that confidence the client has in your ability to perform your task is going to justify the price. Okay, see, people make decisions based on emotion. So if you can make that emotional connection that you are really looking out for this client, the family really understands this, they will justify your price, whatever that price may be, with logic. Okay, and the logic is, this is a quantitative extra set of services that we provide that set us apart from everyone else in the market. And finally, you'll be able to strengthen your relationships, not just with your caregivers, which will improve your service, not just with your clients, which will increase client retention and billable hours, but with the most important people to your business, and that is your referral partners. When you have a proper quality assurance program in place, and you can show this to your referral partners, you will achieve that know, like, and trust, and you will take it to the next level, right? You will be able to show them that you are taking a vested interest in the clients they're referring to you. You are going out of your way to not only do a good job, but because you're doing a good job, you're making them look good. You're increasing the facility's reputation, that referral partner's reputation, because they have given to their client through you the best possible service. And all of this leads up to as much as 20, 30% growth. Okay. So what are your 3 checks that you should be conducting? Well, you should be conducting a check on your caregiver without your client being present. When you speak to your caregiver, when they are not on shift with your client, you have the opportunity to find out what's really going on with that client. Is the level of work that you were hired for really what is being performed? You, as a private home care, non-medical, or even if you're doing home health, you have caregivers that are going to the client's homes, and they are to perform certain tasks that improve not only the activities of daily living, but also the IADLs, okay? Those instrumental activities of daily living. So are you doing light housekeeping, or is the client trying to get your caregiver to sit there and, you know, deep clean their rugs in the basement because something flooded out? Which is it? What are you trying to do? Okay. The next check that's of vital importance is going to be talking to your client without the caregiver present. This is where you find out if that caregiver is on their phone too much. If that caregiver is actually doing what they're supposed to. Are they really? I know we all use EVV and everything else, and we have all this great tools and gadgets, but are they really doing what they're supposed to be? Are they reporting things as needed? Is the attitude the way it's supposed to be? Does the client feel safe and comfortable with your caregiver? There's a number of other things that go involved in these checks. I'll give you an example here. Let me pull this up. All right, so when we are talking to the client, are we checking things such as, here we are, does that client actually live with other people? Are they really living alone as expected? Now, are there any immediate issues that need to be brought up? Is the client going away on vacation for a month and they haven't told the agency yet? There's, like I said, there's a lot of little nuances that you need to understand when you're dealing with the client and the caregiver. And then finally, the other all-important check is the on-site checks. Those, I call them pop-in visits, okay? They should be unannounced. You should be coming in, and you need to check things, such as, like, how is your caregiver answering the door? Are they dressed in like a professional manner? Are they adhering to your company or agency dress code policy? Did they answer the door while on the cell phone? When you're going there, is the caregiver respectful to the client? Is your client talking to your caregiver respectfully? All right. Does the client look clean and properly groomed? Open the fridge. Go check the bathroom. Here's a tip. One of the most overlooked sections and underserviced is the client's bathroom. A lot of times that area behind the toilet is just disgusting. And these things look badly for you, especially if this client's in a facility and you have facility staff coming in to check on the client from time to time. Is the laundry not only done, but has it been put away? All right. So if you are in a facility, how well is your caregiver received by facility staff? Do they have a good relationship? Are they going out of their way to make sure that they're working with the facility properly? So those are the 3 checks for program success. So now let's talk about this. How do we implement this? Well, just keep in mind, prepare, plan, rebuild. We have to prepare and adjust whatever policies are needed, and we need to be able to train our office staff on what's coming. The office staff is going to be the core component of this. So you really need to make sure that everyone that's involved in this inside your office is properly prepared. They've answered all the questions. They know what they're supposed to do. They know their expectations. That all of your policies, your field manuals, everything has been adjusted in order to accommodate for this. Are you going to hire someone to be a quality assurance supervisor, or are you just going to amend the existing job roles so that people know what their additional responsibilities are? Then we need to start to plan. You have to create your implementation timeline. When will things take place? And now, how long after everything is put in place will you be conducting follow-up? This isn't as important if you're a brand new agency, but if you've been operating for a little while, and your staff, they get used to the way you run things pretty quickly. So you have to make sure that you have everything laid out, planned out, follow-ups, proper steps, and then you need to begin to rebuild. You need to start to notify your clients and field staff of all these changes that are coming. And this is when you get your caregivers involved. You really get them excited about the program, and then you launch. And when you launch, you make a big deal out of it. You got to make sure that your referral partners know what you're doing. You have to make sure that your caregivers really look forward to this. Incentivize it for the clients. Get participation, get that engagement the way it needs to be. Okay, let's figure this out. Get everything moving correctly, get everything to where it's got to be, and begin to launch the program. All right, so if you guys need any help or you want to be able to implement this, we do have an implementation kit available online that includes a program self-assessment to see where you currently are, an implementation checklist, the sample policies, the sample job descriptions with adjustments for existing job roles, a tool that we've created that will help you with accountability, tracking, and reporting, so you can actually make sure that based on your number of clients, that the proper number of checks are being conducted week over week and month over month. Program forms, everything you need for the on-site visit, client checks, and caregiver checks. Implementation letters so that you can inform your caregivers and your clients about what's coming, and a few other things to help you along the way with your journey and putting this in. And if you guys saw our video, most recent video in our Facebook group, we have also, and a few posts on Facebook that we've done, we have also partnered with Sezzle, so that you can break down whatever our prices are into four payments if you qualify. This way you don't have to worry about shelling it all out at once. Right now, at the time of this recording, our implementation kit for the high touch quality assurance program is on sale for $599.25. It's 25% off. And I believe there's still a couple of coupon codes available. It's called FIRST50, FIRST50. So that the first 50 people that purchase the kit, because we did just launch this a couple of days ago with a couple of other kits, they get an additional 10% off if you buy the kit in full. If you go through Sezzle, I don't believe you'll be able to get the extra 10% off. So visit us online, go to thebrionasgroup.com, go to kits and forms, and we have a number of value-added services and operational kits and forms to help improve your business, and a little bit of information about Sezzle. So if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast replay, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your thoughts are on quality assurance, and how do you implement a program in your own office, and have you noticed a difference when you did? Thanks for joining us, and this has been our free training, and keep an eye out for our next one. Have a great one.